Alright, welcome to Space Haven. My name is Prism Effect, and it's been a while since my last video upload. We are now on an Alpha 18, and I am no longer playing on Harsh, I am playing on Brutal. And it is, well, just as it sounds. It is not a walk in the park. So what am I going to do? I'm going to share a couple of things that I do when I'm playing on Brutal, and tell you what I think of Alpha 18. We're going to start with Brutal 1. Hopefully everything's in order and works properly. But yeah, it's been a while because I've been working on my own tabletop role-playing game and my books, my novels. That is my focus, my main focus. And in my spare time, I play Space Haven, obviously. So I'm about at 1,200 hours, maybe a little more, 13. I don't know. Like my other videos, if you've seen them, the ship layouts are pretty much similar. There's a couple of changes, a couple of things that are different. Starting with this nice little entrance area. This is what I'm using right now. I don't really have to worry about splash damage because I'm on day 78, and it is fairly close to the beginning. I might change this around a little bit, but anyways, the idea is, yeah, these will not be destroyed by weapons fire. In another playthrough, I will have one, and I will have them separate so that once you have plasma. Well, the cluster weapons, plasma, whatever the fuck it is, I don't remember. It will splash and it won't hurt you. This will give you a nice defense for anyone coming in and out of your ship. I do have the storage area up here so that if there is an encounter, they can still, well, do their thing and restock most of the ship. Because you really don't want people passing through the corridor when there's a firefight. That's just plain silly. But you can see there are a couple of other ships which, well, they appear to be not in such good shape. That was obviously not me. That was somebody else I might have lured in here or dropped. I don't know. Strategy. Because if you have seen my other videos, you know I pretty much don't carry weapons. I like turrets. You're going to need those for, well, a number of things, be it from aliens, robots, meteorites, asteroids. You get the idea. You need at least turrets or enemy ships. Enemy fighters, I should say. But yeah, I feel like weapons are a complete waste of time. You might think otherwise, in which case, good for you. It's like mining. I will mine as little as possible because that's just not my cup of tea in this game. I will go after pirates and slavers because that is the most profitable thing to do, is to get prisoners and then trade them in for bounties. 750 credits plus a boatload of equipment. Yeah, that's worth it. If you want to be a slaver, go for it. However, that's not what I like to do. So, where are we going? We're going to Brutal Start. Everything moved around on me. I tried to record earlier and I realized some of the stuff wasn't working. But anyways, here we are again. So, when you start on Brutal, you'll notice that ship is pretty empty. Yeah, you do not even start with a miner or a builder. You don't have a recycler. You don't even have... there's some other things missing, but there's plenty of space for expansion, which is great. However, your resources are even more limited up in Brutal, and since we don't have a miner, it's kind of, well, yeah, you're not going to be mining anything. But what are you going to do? How are you going to survive? My goodness, this is just... yeah, I play this game, once again, to keep the mood of my crew happy. Once they're happy, everything else works out well. Firefights, going through derelicts, just keep your crew happy. That happens by a few ways. You're going to go in here, you're going to go to your settings, and you're going to change these. These parameters are not fun. I believe it's like 14, 12, and 12 or something. Yeah, these numbers are all messed up. Just make them about like that. There you go, 50%, 14, 12, 12, 12. It's going to use up some more food, but it will make them happy. Save that. Also, when I start, I go in here, I go over to schedule, and I add a couple of them. This is not really for right now. You don't need to do this now. You can do this later. But I will be rocking 3 schedules. I'm anticipating having enough people. I can't count. We're doing it like that. Also, these variables will change. I will give them an extra hour or two of R&R, maybe an extra hour of sleep. That will make all the difference in the world to them. What am I wrong? What did I do wrong? No. Anyways, I think that's right. Is that right? That's right. All right. And then once I have the schedule set, I will put the first 3 in Schedule 1. I will also rename the OG crew. And I'm going to put a 0-1. If they were on second shift, I'd put a 0-2. Just that way everything is organized, because this is management. You need to manage everyone. And having a bunch of names and stuff all over the place, out of order, just is not copacetic. You know what I mean? So anyways. And this way you know, who your OGs. You could even put like 01 OG crew, or like original group, or I don't know, whatever you want. That way when they die, you could cry about it a little more like I do. Second, you're going to go in here. We only have 2 pistols to start. That's kind of bad. Hopefully we're not going to need any more than that right now. You're going to go through and at least set that up. I like to go through and actually go through like the armor too, the armored vest. It's also good. You could just copy the settings and paste them that way. Primary weapons we pretty much don't have. So anyways, while we've been doing this, they've been going through getting the ship ready for the first jump. There's a couple of things which, I like in 18, and a couple of things I dislike. Resources are even more limited. We don't have anything to build, any builders or anything right now, like I said. We do have ISP now. These are actually really good. Kind of takes some of the burden off of getting the hypersleep chambers for long-range hypersleep jumps. There are short-range hypersleep jumps, which I like. But these help for long range, although, as you can see, it says might cause some undesirable side effects and addiction. That's not good, having an addicted crew. What else? Start your research right off the bat. There are a couple things that you will need. Medical bed. One of the first things that I always do. You don't really need the hypersleep chambers. We'll just do a jukebox. You need to make people happy, right? But one of the most important things is the shield console. Meteorites, asteroids, robots, enemies. You need this. This is going to come in handy. As you notice, we don't even have any point defense turrets on here. Everyone's already in their fashionable black. This is a very important part of the game, is customizing. So once again, I would go through and pick whatever one I want. I don't think that's that. It's not going to matter. I'm not even going to save this, but do your floors, do your walls. You gotta renovate. Gotta renovate. I like this one personally. At least that way it's all the same. It just looks more, professional and not so clustered this way. And then I do the outside of the roof and all that. Anyways, at that point, we're going to get ready to jump. Something they added in 18 is a fog, which is kind of neat. You can only see the system that can jump to. This is a short range jump, so you don't need to go to hyperspace. You don't need to go to sleep or use the pills. This is going to be a long range up here. Once again, use the first section as much as you can. It's a safe zone for the most part. You might have a couple of enemies. They're going to be low level. Hopefully not armed, because, the ships get really large and they get really nasty really quick. So, what are we going to do? We're going to go for our first jump. Ship's looks like it's ready. This is, once again, the starting sector, so I don't foresee any problems. I did do a run-through, so I do kind of know what's coming up. I'm not going to stop here. I'm not going to mine anything. I really don't have resources to trade. I could sell this fertilizer because that's useless to me. I really don't have anything else right now, so we're just gonna keep going through here. We're gonna go this way. We can't pick up the resources. We're gonna jump here. Merchant Federation. We are going to stop for this derelict. I haven't done I had questions of how do I get my resources? My God. Well, yes, I do go after derelicts occasionally, especially on Brutal to start. However, you have to be careful because we don't have a medical bed. The last thing you want to do is get a crawler bite or die. I am going to see we have no shields, and this is a high thermal. Shields will help you with that. I also, in my other videos, if you know, I rotate and change all this around. I get rid of the notify, which is just annoying. I move all the food. Yes, alcohol goes to the top. That's one of the most important things you can have on a ship to keep people happy. both in the game and IRL. Speaking of which, no. Anyways, I usually move these up to the top. I'll move fluids and medical supplies up to the top. Not so much the ISPs, I don't really care about that. I definitely don't care about monster meat or human meat, although if I come across some, I will not hesitate to sell them. Yeah, we can lower all those. This is kind of how I have it about that. It's always food up top. And then I also show me when 0, that way things don't get changed around and you can see your resources right off the bat. I wish there was a quick key to do this. Another thing I do wish is I could, I could save my ship layouts, my old ship layouts, and just import them. That would save me the headache of trying to remember where frickin' everything goes. Even though I've done this so many times, I kind of do. But anyways, yeah, how do you get resources to start? There's a mission. That's good. We're going to go over to this derelict, and I'm going to show you. Retrieve items. See, this is not a good trade. You think it is, but it's not, because these tech blocks are worth more right now than food or your 700 credits, so nothing's going to happen there, guys. These outposts, some of them do have individuals you can hire. I'm not about that life. I've never hired one, I don't think. But we're going to go somewhat quickly through this derelict, because I do salvage derelicts. Now remember, we only have 2 pistols. So what I'm going to do is, well, nothing right now. All right, that's not bad there. Across, nobody on this side. We're going to come over here and we're going to start shooting things. I am going to have a decoy. Shay, you're the decoy. As long as Shay's out here, they should come for him, yeah, or her. We're gonna open the doors too. That way, there's some more lines of fire. Run away, and just go careful. Go very, very careful. You do not want crawler bites this early. We're gonna try to open this up, and then we're gonna stand over here, so that hopefully they'll come close. That's a lot of little crawlers. Come on, guys. Doing a great job, Shay. Doing a great job. Just keep going back and forth. They'll come. Move away. Wow, their accuracy is amazing. I'm just going to say that. But yeah, once again, these are going to be the easiest ones you're going to get because this is the beginning sector. Come on, kill some. I actually punched. Good job. We're going to move closer. See, this is when you start getting wounded and lose individuals. Oh, and there we go. We do have somebody in the cryo, which is good. Which will give us a 4th. I guess this is where I got Android, and you'll see what I mean later. Once again, I did do a playthrough, so we'll get all this stuff. That's important. We'll wake him up. Come on, Ted. Alright, Ted is dead. I feel bad for him. And see, this is what you don't want to have happen. So now that I'm over here, I'm going to go this way. Maybe I can get around them. That's it, crawlers. If I can get back, I'll be okay. Nope. Didn't get me. Good. Run. Alright, so there's 3 more crawlers. We're going to bring you in here. How about that? Shay, you can just stay up there. Beat him. Well, that's alright. Maybe we'll be able to, do they have a medical facility? No. They might, though. The civilians that are coming to drop might. Everyone's got crawler bites. Not what you want to have happen. My strategy has gone out the window. But you know what? That's alright. One more. Kill it. Good job. And then that should be it, hopefully. Since they are running out of oxygen, there's not. We're going to go back this way. We're going to get more oxygen. And we're going to speed this up. I saw him. But I would like to... Yeah. There you go. And now you guys can go get him. I'm gonna be careless. Come on. It's got to be the last one. Wow. Good job, Shay. Poor Shay. All right. That should be it. It should just, yeah. So we're going to undraft. Was there anything worth it? All right. There is. There's a couple of things. We're going to transfer. I'm going to get the android body because he died, and we're going to use that because we're going to need that later on. I'm going to take human meat because we can sell that right away. And then, yes, we want those. I'm not going to take the crawler corpses because, well, I don't have an autopsy table to make it into meat, and nobody really wants that. So, salvage, that's just not going to happen. We don't have anything to salvage, to recycle. And quite frankly, it's a waste of resources right now. So, what are we going to do? We're going to take everything off the ship. Everyone survived. Hopefully they have a medical facility for Shay, and we can stop the bleeding if she is still bleeding. Let's see. Status. You are bleeding. You are regressing. Here's the ship. This is a service available. You need a doctor, so we're going to... We have 111 credits. We're going to spend 96 of that to let her go and get healed. Meanwhile, everything's going to be ripped off or taken off that ship. And then what are we going to do? We're going to go into a trade. I do like the new trade setup. It does show you things that are, well, marked up at a premium or discounted. So that is nice. Human meat we're getting rid of right away. We're even selling the biomatter. That's how low. This fertilizer, yeah, that's gone. There you go. So we're selling a couple of things. I am not going to buy anything right now from them. I'm just going to sell. So we have some credits. But, yeah, she should be healed. Yeah, no missions available. Needs 27 hours to heal. I just don't want her to be bleeding all over the place. Yeah, open wound is healed. See crawler bites. Not happy. It makes your mood go way down. Anyways, from here, I'm going to just rinse and repeat for the next couple of ships. As you can see, there's one more up here we're going to do. Then probably, I think, a couple in this sector as well. I don't believe there are any enemies or anything. So, as we got into the second sector, I jumped from this area, as you will see in a moment, which I like having, well, so you can see this first area that I was in. I went through the second area. I actually didn't get this derelict. I said no. And I went this way, and I did a long-range jump. I have ISP. Each node now, interstellar jump node, things can happen, which are kind of neat. You could break down through going through clouds, but you can come across encounters. They could be factions, but there can also be encounters with vessels and ships and factions that don't influence like the main game. So occasionally, I don't know, maybe civilians or something, a civilian faction, and it will give you, it would tell you whatever happens here does not affect the standing with the rest because they're outcast or I don't know, whatever. But anyways, we dropped, and since this is pretty close to the beginning of the first sector, this ship is completely unarmed, which is nice. It is the Cult of New Haven. They automatically will be, well, aggressive towards you in the beginning, which is fine, because that's just one more thing to get, until later on when their ships get really big and then they can destroy you pretty easily. What you really want to do here, I want to be boarded. There is a chance, and I did this in one of my playthroughs, actually the recording before, where they decided they were going to go to this derelict. I made the strategically stupid move of going here. There are 5 individuals. They sent 3 over here. I took 2 out, and then I took their ship. And then I went for them, thinking that that was a good idea. Anyways, that playthrough, well, I died. Are they going to the... Yeah, they're going to the derelict. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to see if this is a different outcome, though. Even though we have only 2 weapons still. We have 2 that are unarmed. We're going to take them as backup to get through this a little quicker. So, theoretically, this is what I should have done on that last playthrough, or that last time I was here, when they entered the Derelict, and I want to see if this works. I would have liked to have, like I said, have them board us, but they didn't. So, I think they went with 3. I didn't read it. They're already off board. I don't think there's any hostiles there, but there should be 2 on board. Which means... Yep. This could go bad. I don't understand what's going on right now. I have the lag from somewhere. Anyways. Like, you should be able to use your fists there, guys. Ah, yes. Nothing like a beginning firefight to really get things going. The accuracy is amazing. I probably should have had you duck. All right, there we go. Unfortunately for them, they are not worth anything to me. I could keep them until I come across another Colton New Haven ship. And then once you get a ceasefire, you can, tell them, hey, I have prisoners on board. Would you like them back? Then you can pay. You can pay me a good part, some money and all that. However, that's not worth it to me. Are they coming back? Nobody's coming back yet. So here's what I'm hoping that happens. If I get the ship, right? We're going to continue drafted, and we're going to come back here. So the ship is now mine. I don't know if they're smart enough to come back and try to take said ship, or if they're going to be stranded. But anyways, this is how I get resources. Early on, not from mining, not from salvage on derelicts, it's from this. Finding slavers, pirates, or in this case, Colton New Haven. This will work too if you want to be a pirate and go for low-level civilians in the beginning, which as you can see, they have a decent amount of resources on board. And I have another pistol we should actually arm. Who needs a pistol? Who needs a pistol? Where are they? It's right over here. There you go. So we have 3 pistols, which I'm happy with. I'm not going to go to that other derelict. If this shuttle doesn't move, they're not coming back, which means the ship is mine. So what are we going to do? We're going to transfer everything right now. We're just going to do that. No, you cannot take enemy ships still. That was a question I had of, well, why don't you just take their ship? That would be too easy. That's why. You can't. All right, so they're leaving. If they're picking up these other guys, that could be a problem. But since we are wounded, I don't know, we're just going to keep taking stuff. I'm curious. See, here's where the strategy comes in. If they do come back, I could take stuff and go back to my ship and wait for them. Just see what happens. If anyone gets on board, we'll speed it up. Or maybe they're just bringing oxygen. I don't know. I mean, there's nobody on board, according to this. But let's see what happens real quick. If they get out, sometimes it happens. Nope. So they were just air. We're just going to keep that highlighted while things are going on. I don't want any surprises. Oh, there's one coming back. But they're wounded, so... I forgot to undraft the ship. Oh, that's too bad for you. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna kill you right off the bat, dude. Sorry. I'm really sorry. Actually, that's what you do in the derelict. The other ones are probably gonna be unconscious or dead at this point. We're still gonna just wait a minute. He did not have a weapon, so I'm guessing there has to be more pistols than that. We're just gonna keep this going back and forth. Now, the problem is... Open wound, healed. Open wound. Alright, all their wounds are open. This is not. I do need a medical bed. So, what are we going to do? We are going to continue transferring. We're going to let them rest. Well, hopefully these two, well, they lose oxygen. They run out of oxygen and they die. It's sad for them. Speed this up a little bit. So that's a good way of doing it instead of going to them. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't come back and try to retake their ship, but it is a game, so. I don't usually read these either. I think that's a waste. But anyways, what's going to happen is I'm just going to keep taking things off the ship. And now you can see I'm going to have resources to, well, I could build some other things, or I could continue said jump, which is probably what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to... one of the first things I'm going to do is I will get a miner, because I do want to pick up both Energium and, well, ice. Those are pretty much the main things, and actually Hyperium. What am I kidding? So Hyperium, Energium, and ice. Yes, you could get basic minerals and other things to sell this early in the game. I probably would too. Maybe. It depends on, if I feel like rushed, or if you really have to pay attention to where enemies are coming up. Because, yeah, without shields, without PDCs, you are just a sitting duck. It is possible to take ships out that are armed, although you have to, well, use a little bit of strategy doing that. Try to stick with the military or opposite enemies. I would try to, follow like the androids into the Cult of New Haven, since they are, well, if you go over here, you can see what all the factions are. Enemies of the Call of New Haven are basically us, pirates, and androids. So I would make sure that probably the androids, because pirates would just be attacking everyone. Same thing, Military Federation is, well, they're only going to go after slavers and pirates. They're kind of just meh against us and the Cult of New Haven and the Android Collective. So it takes a little bit of strategy to do all that. But it's possible to, well, like you see in the other game, where I am, that if you do it correctly, yeah, you could end up with some ships to salvage and to stock up, so that by day 78, you could have 11 people on board, which are fairly happy. And a ship that looks like this. This is really a good layout. Like I said, I'm going to move this around a little bit, but it seems to deter people pretty well. Because once again, I don't have the jammer yet, which is by far one of the best things you could have, as long as you don't end up in, a nebula. But yeah, I do like the updates. I don't like how missions appear on here. I didn't get to show you that on the jump. I should have done that. It's a little annoying. That's all I can say. Most of the missions I find are worthless. There's ones where I have none up here right now. But there's a couple where it's like scout the systems, which are kind of neat. With the ISP or the pills now, it's a little easier to jump far if you're willing to maybe have some side effects. But those missions I would do, especially in the beginning. Cargo carrying, I'm not really I'm kind of about. And as you can see, 77 days, I kind of jumped through all the way over to here. I'm pretty sure that the Space Haven is down here, or the second sector. So, but yeah, just explore, work on your crew, let them become more proficient in weapons. For crew, typically when I have gotten enough prisoners, both pirates and slavers, I will recruit pirates, because you can change their hair color. But also I only recruit higher weapons. Anyone usually over 4 or 5. You're not a 4, a 5, so I don't know why I have you. But anyways, to use the bigger weapons, you need over a 5, which you can kind of pick and choose. High bravery and high weapons. And then if you get other skills, that's good. I mean, most of them are. And to up this, yeah, they have to use their weapons. So have them start boarding and have them fight. And your crew will become better. And then once you have a jukebox, arcade machine, and some other things, yeah, you too can find your space haven. Or just keep flying around the galaxy and make boatloads of money as bounty hunters. See, I already got 5,000 credits. That's it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little session. I hope you got something from it. Yeah, if you want to see something else or there's more questions, just ask. Maybe I have the answers, maybe I don't. I mean, 1,300 hours into the game, there's things that I probably still don't know. Anyways, thank you for sticking around this long. Thank you for watching it. And until next time. Is this an outro? I don't know. Let's see.